Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly Dungeon Master this evening. Tonight, we are continuing on playing our ongoing campaign, playing a fairly heavily house-ruled version of Jeff Talanian's awesome Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea. And we are playing through, well, it's in large part, this campaign is based pretty heavily on Ron Lundeen's very cool Dead Roads, which is the first adventure from the Tyrant's Grasp adventure path. But I am making some pretty liberal changes to it as well, too. So if you are, I'm going to double check, make sure we're actually streaming here. And it appears that we are. Look at that. With me this evening are the stars. We are calling this campaign Beneath the Boneyard. And it's the stars of the Beneath the Boneyard campaign that are joining me tonight. First up is Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm playing the Orion, who is a halfling assassin.
Very nice. We can see, I'll make Orion big here for a moment. Enlarge spell cast. Next up is Arlen Walker playing Sagamore. Who are you, Arlen?
Hi, I'm Arlen Walker, and I'm playing the paladin Sagamore, a knight who has some history with the weird things going on in this place, but he doesn't remember exactly what it is.
Nice. And last but not least, the man, the myth, the legend, Steve-O!
Thank you. Yes, I'm playing Nargul, the Dampier Magician, and this evening I'm drinking Granville Island English Bay Pale Ale from back in the days when pale ales were real and not this IPA type sort of quasi-hybrid junk.
Lovely.
Jeffrey, you're right, I forgot to say. I am drinking Lefroy Quarter Cask.
Ooh, very nice. Arlen, what are you? Yeah, I know you're still shaking a cold, so.
I had a soda that I was drinking earlier, but I finished it before we went live. So, and I'm not going to drink another one because I'll be up half the night with that one.
Yeah, good call. Well, I am taking a break from my water and lemon juice, and I'm on to my second mango Yorito tonight. So we're living large. At the time of recording, this is the start of the long weekend for Canada Day. For those of us living in Canada, this is our national holiday coming up on Monday, so we got a long weekend. And what better way to kick off a long weekend than with some mango-flavored sugar water and, unsurprising, there's a 0% of my protein. Actually, there's not that many calories in here. That's not, at least less than I expected. However, tonight, we've had another bit of a shift in the ethers of the Boneyard, and where we left our heroes last time was with four of them beginning to make their way down the ash-filled or ash-like road towards the apparently dead town of Roslar's Coffer. What do you guys? Who wants to do a quick recap of what happened last session? There's an astonishing fortune point in it for you.
Do it.
I don't. My memory's the worst. All I remember is at the end meeting those weird bird people.
Yes.
We started by killing some of the metal skeleton dudes.
Yep.
Who tried to use their sleepy powers on us.
Oh, yep. Yeah, they sucked.
Yeah, they were pretty mean, and we fought them. And then after we crunched them, we went and we found a bastard sword that was Irvin Roslar's bastard sword.
Yep.
And then we went out the front.
Well, do you know that it's his?
Well, we don't know that it's his. We suspect, similar to the mail, it has his symbols on it. Mm-hmm. Sagamore now wears chainmail with the symbols of this warrior that we were entombed with, who isn't actually in his tomb. And then we went and we found the broken font where Sagamore prayed and got one use of the bless spell. And then we opened up the doors to the tomb and looked out on the ashen, grave-covered landscape, and we met a pair of psychopomps.
That's right. Yeah. That is an extra point of astonishing fortune for you there.
Right.
Yeah, and the two psychopomps that you met were named Umble and Thoot. Umble was a small, kind of like crow-sized little thing. This is what he looked like, guys. Had that strange leather mask over his head with a metallic beak, but he did seem to speak, albeit with a bit of unusual characteristics. And then there was a slightly larger than man-sized creature as well. Looks like this, guys, who you were told was named Thoot. And Thoot carried that massive, like, oversized scythe. And you, I think, noticed right at the end there, Sagamore, that his scythe seemed to have the same strange comet symbol that you saw on those metallic things that you fought inside.
Yeah, the goddess of graves symbol.
Yeah. So what do you remember Umble and Thoot telling you guys?
Well, that we had a mission that they wanted to hire us for, and that was to convince the town that they were dead. All right.
Yeah, they didn't know about Irvin Roslar, but they knew about Roslar's coffer. And it was this town that somehow, like, everybody in it was deceased, but they didn't believe that they were deceased, and so they weren't going with the psychopomps to the next stage of existence. And so we're supposed to go convince them that they're actually dead, and in exchange, Thoot and Umble will tell us about the dead roads,
and how to get out of here.
Yeah, how to get out of here.
Yeah,
That's
what I
repositioning.
remember.
Okay, I'm repositioning the tokens underneath your avatars here, guys, so that it's clear who is who here. Excellent. Okay, now yeah, I can see everyone's health bar. Okay, so we also, so I forgot at the end of last session to give out XP, but we did do XP just before we went live as well too. It's part of the reason we were late, also part because we got a little too chatty. But our heroes are now another 376 XP ahead too. So now, and you guys also heard, what do you remember about what Umble had to say about your hearts?
Oh, they had something in them, like an arrow point, or I don't know.
Well, we couldn't decide because we asked him if he was being literal or metaphorical, and he said both. So literal would be like we had a little bit of metal or something stuck in our hearts, but we didn't see any scars or anything that would look like we had gotten stabbed in the heart.
Yeah.
Metaphorical would obviously be that somehow there is something kind of meaningful that we're carrying with us that we perhaps have already discovered but don't realize the significance of yet.
Mm-hmm.
Or perhaps haven't discovered yet.
Okay. So now that you guys have agreed or have spoken to Umble and Thoot and taken their, their task, they were unsuccessful and driven off by the inhabitants of Roslar's coffer, and have encouraged you to head down into the valley, they say, and to speak to them, to convince them that they are indeed dead, to help the two of them succeed in their task, and then they would give you the directions for traveling what they're calling the dead roads and escaping the Boneyard. And hanging above you as well too, the view around you guys, the immediate vicinity of Roslar's tomb, is very much like what you see it, but much more twisted dead trees. The grass that flows around, it actually seems to sort of move like hair. So it moves as if it's this very gauzy kind of clipped thing. It doesn't look natural. The ground underneath you feels dry and parched, though not not hot. There is a chill to the air. The what dominates the sky is this leering, like oversized moon that appears like a skull grinning down at you. And it's difficult to see any further. You sort of lose there's a bit of, almost like a perpetual night, but there is a bit of ambient light around here, maybe like dusk. But the road leading down towards what they're saying is the valley, it seems to disappear off in either direction into thick mist. One thing that Umble says is, "Take care to stay on the roads. Worse things can be found off, and you best not tarry. If you tarry, there are all sorts of things that wander. Psychopumps will not rush one towards death, but there are others in the Boneyard who do not have such restrictions." Now, before you guys set up, we sort of wrapped things up last time because we were kind of rushing towards quit time. But is there anything else you do still have the opportunity to talk to Umble and by, proxy through Umble to Thoot as well, if you had any questions. You have not seen Thoot say anything. All he's really done is kind of loom there. And when he moves, it sounds like the creaking of metal on metal and the kind of like that twisting sound you get from old leather moving. You find yourselves, now also standing with just the three of you. Was there four? Was there more than that? It's hard to say. What do you guys want to do? You also have an opportunity to kind of chat amongst yourselves. What are you guys making of this?
Well, I'm starting to doubt my memory here. Things seem to be coming in and out of my mind, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I guess we'll take their task because we have no other method of getting out of here.
Yeah.
My friends, I have a confession to make. I was a scholar at one time, but not an excellent one. I fear I may not have all of the theological complexities in my mind to convince the dead that they truly are dead. Do any of you have knowledge like that?
Ew. This would definitely not be my area of expertise. I'm more likely to have sent them here to this place than to convince them that they're here.
What about you, Nargul? You probably know something of the afterlife, given your condition.
Indeed, I have one foot in the world of the living and the world of the dead. There's a kinship between all dead things. We understand the value of life, and yet resent it.
So you understand the value of it. How do you plan on convincing these people that they need to give up such a valued tool and leave it behind to pass on to their next stage? That's me asking. That's not Umble or Thoot. I'll do my stupid voice if I'm talking about Umble.
You should have been one of the voice actors in the Secret of Nim.
Honestly, that's every voice. Now that you say that, that's totally every voice I do. I can't wait to do the Great Owl. I love the Great Owl.
Maybe we should play through a Secret of Nim game.
Yeah. Is there a video game? There is, isn't there?
There might be.
I think there was.
There's a whole number of like mouse and rat based RPGs that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
The Mouse Guard and Return of the Woodland Warriors and There's at least one other that
there's one called Pugmire as well too. That's about
Yeah.
dogs, and it's really taking everything I can, because I know I'll never run that, but I fucking love dogs. So the idea of playing like there's no reason for me to own that game apart from like dogs. Anyway,
Totally.
God damn it, I'm gonna order it this
high
weekend
charisma
now.
modifiers.
Yeah, like Sagamore does.
Yeah,
like,
I could definitely kind of speak to people and lead them. My intelligence is not so good, so I'm not going to be making any complicated arguments to.
Whew,
So
I know, like we need a strategy, I think.
Let me give you guys an idea of what the mechanics will be for this. So I'm actually not going to be. I will be sort of setting, using those of you with high charisma. If you choose to have the high charisma guy take the lead on things, I will allow him to. You guys will benefit from his modifier when I set the reaction, but it's going to be a role-playing thing. Like the thing that where I like this old school play, and you guys know this already, but for those listening at home, one of the things that I find with old school play is that it becomes a little bit more immersive when you're really just focused on the actual role playing, and the DM is responding to whatever that the characters or the players are doing. In the context of how those other dice results have gone, rather than just being like, this is the DC number for your diplomacy check.
Yeah.
Like I think this will be a little bit more interesting. And that's what I'm expecting from you guys. So like, just because your character's got a shit charisma or, a great charisma, it doesn't mean it's a guaranteed failure or success. It's going to really come down to how you guys talk about this. And I guess it's a refresher as well for those listening at home. Knowing that these characters are going to be traveling to Roslar's coffer, which the psychopomps have assumed that all of our heroes are from, I asked the players each to come up with some person that their characters care about who will be encountered in Roslar's coffer. So I look forward to seeing what they've come up with and who we encounter when we get there.
So my first idea is to sort of gather up a crowd and tell them about all of these things that have happened and kind of orate at them and kind of conclude with, and the conclusion of this story is that it has already occurred and the dead who we speak of are all of you.
Shock ending.
Shock them into believing.
Okay, everyone, hands up. Who has got? Who is still alive? Not so fast.
Yeah. No.
Okay, that was just my first idea. We don't.
What do you guys think? Gather the town up and then convince them with Sagamore taking the lead and talking to them all.
I feel like possibly seeing what their life is like there, we might be able to see aspects from living life that are missing from this town or this place that would help to convince them.
Yeah.
Like if it's not a perfect recreation of life, like we can ask some questions like maybe nobody ever sleeps, or maybe they don't eat, or they've never left the town, or I don't know. There may be aspects of where they live and what's going on.
Well, you guys certainly know that looking around, you don't have any recollection, but you know that this is not right. Like, this is not the way the natural world should look. The air is eerily still. The look of this place is completely unnatural. So, I mean, if the town, just building on what you said there, if the town is like this, you think there will be ample opportunities to point out ways that this just does not fit. This is not right.
Right. That might help us in our convincing.
What Umble says is interesting, very clever, but the petitioners can be stubbornly misinterpretive of their surroundings, which is why it normally takes the careful, persuasive powers of a psychopomp. though we trust, given your unusual nature, you may convince these former colleagues and companions and loved ones to pass on. To steel yourself, though your hearts are changed, loss can be a mortal blow. You must leave them behind, and they must leave you behind, and you must let them go. That is your only way back through the dead roads.
Back. I want to go back.
You want to go back where, Steve?
No, I'm asking myself, do I want to go back?
It's a good question, too. Like, do you want... They're telling you there's something different about you. Is it weird to you that these guys seem to think that you're... I don't think any of you have asked necessarily if you're dead or not, or did you?
I think Vargosh asked if we were dead, and they were surprised when they're like, no, you're not actually as dead as you're supposed to.
Yeah, it's a miracle, Max. Not fully dead.
Yeah.
I know I'm misquoting now. I can't remember what the quote actually is.
Look who knows so much.
Yeah, exactly. So anything else to be learned here, guys, or should...
I don't think so. I'm ready to move on. I don't have any other questions for them.
Okay. All right. So then Umble and Thoot say that they will know when the petitioners are ready to move on, and they will return then. So they'll leave the task to you. Time is not as time does not pass in the Boneyard as it does above. But if you have your task and he sort of flops, he's still kind of on your wrist, he launches off and he says, Thoot, they should be rested. And Thoot kind of spreads his wings wide and he launches up over you guys and then gestures with his scythe. And there's this sort of like blackish mist that sort of trickles out of it or twists out of it and falls down on all of you. And there's a wave of exhaustion that hits you, very similar to what you kept getting hit with, Sagamore, actually. The same feeling that you got from those metallic things. But then it passes, and you guys all feel incredibly refreshed. And Sagamore, you're back at full hit points now, because it's as if you would have slept an evening. And Nargle, you have your full complement of spells back again.
Oh,
nice. So,
did you ask them to change the font? Because the font changed on our character sheets, or at least it did on mine.
Oh, because they were saying that they had a problem with character sheets and that they were trying to do a hot fix today.
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't know if there are problems with the character sheets today. What does it look like?
Well, I just opened it up and noticed, and it was like, that's weird. I was wondering if that was something that the Ash guys had done.
Oh, not that I know of. No. Right here. No, I don't know. Okay. So, what are you guys doing then?
Heading out, I guess. Are they leading us to this town, or do we just know the way, or what?
No, they told you down and into the valley.
Okay.
Through the pass into the valley. Okay.
Well, let's go for it, I guess.
Okay.
Well,
So you know what, guys? Because we're doing some travel, we get to do Kev's #1 favorite thing in an RPG.
Random encounter rolls.
Random encounters! Let's see if it was a random encounter. Oh, God. Sadly, nothing. I did roll a 100, though. That would have been pretty badass. So, you guys make your way along. Now, here's what the sense or the feeling is you get as you travel through this. 1 second here. Because I love this. So as you're walking along, the overwhelming feeling that you get is, as much as you're walking through nature, you know, there's these old, quite twisting trees up around you, and again, they seem to creak as you get near them, almost as if they were agitated and upset. And you can hear this kind of like shh, which sounds sort of like dried, you know, leaves all in a pile, kind of clattering together. And looking up, you can see that there's all these like white or gray or brown and discolored leaves that hang from these trees. The things that cling to this tree should be like in a parched gutter somewhere where they've lied and been dead for weeks, you know, and not, you know, and completely devoid of any moisture. But instead, they move along. You can see, you know, the 1 or 2 off in the distance, you know, crows, big, massive crows that are flying off, destined for who knows where. In the 2 hours or so that you are traveling, as you're making along this, the eerie thing is as much as these trees are moving, there's no wind. There's not a single breeze. Everything is still and cool. You can hear, absent any noises that you guys are making, the crunch of the gravel under each bootfall feels magnified 10, 20 times. You know the sound when you're walking alone at night when you're camping? That's the passage. That's 2 hours of passage through here. The odd time you'll hear the sound of a crow or a raven. And then you reach a point where the road forks and heads off in one misty direction and then another misty direction. And in one, you can see off just barely visible through the thick haze, there is a series of upthrust rock walls, and the road seems to pass between them. And it's not it's a natural formation. It's not an artificial man-built wall. And the road seems to descend there. So if you were to guess where the pass and the valley is, this does appear to be the correct direction. What do you guys do? Did you take that road, or are you guys?
Well, I have.
Yeah, it looks like the specific road.
Okay. So you carry down that road, and then as you make your way down, there is you find after passing the rocky pass that winding stands of gray trees and tumble down walls lay before you. And it's almost like suddenly beyond that. And before you reach there is a dry gray sign hanging from a kind of like a T post, a post that up thrust and then has a bar going across. And hanging from that is a sign that reads Roslar's Coffer. And for each of you, this does seem familiar. This feels like a place you've been before. But it is that deja vu feeling. You don't have any specific memory of it, but you've been here before. And you pass that, and let me bring you guys to a map here. Grab your characters as well. This, guys, is Roslar's coffer. You guys are right around here. Right near the entrance there. And you're making your way down into the town. Now, give me a sec here. What you can see to your left as you're making your way down into town is a livery. There's a sign that stands that reads Free Marks Livery. The sign is like nearly collapsed. It's nearly fallen off of the post that it's on. And the structures that are in here are to the very, to the house, to the, shop, to the, mill. Every single one of these structures are completely and utterly devastated. There's a frame that remains, but otherwise it's as if a wave has gone through and utterly annihilated everything in this town. I think you, Nargol, would be familiar with powerful magic that could set off a detonative force. This is so beyond the scope of anything you could fathom. It's as if this entire town itself was laid waste in one single act. The great tumble-down walls, though, mirror something that you are familiar with. These roads and byways, they are familiar to you. And as you guys are standing there, you see someone come out, and he's carrying a bridle, like a bit and bridle. And he's saying, Chestnut, where are you, boy? Come on. And you look over, and you know that you feel like you recognize this man. He's maybe a middle-aged. He's in probably his mid-40s. He's a little paunchy. He's a little got a big bushy kind of like light gray beard. He's got fairly short cropped hair, and he's wearing like a tradesman's outfit. Chestnut, and he looks over. He's like, "Oh, Sagamore. We wondered where you were. Say, have you seen Chestnut?"
It escapes my memory just who Chestnut is. Can you enlighten me?
What do you mean you escape your memory? Are you playing tricks? You know who Chestnut is. You've hired him out once or twice before. You said it was a fine steed.
A steed? The only steed we have seen is Abdel.
Abdel? Why on earth would I want to name a horse after that traitor?
I don't know.
Sagamore, you look Are you feeling okay? Nargol? Orion.
Do I know you? What's your name?
You're putting me on. Sagamore, what's going on? Is this some kind of prank?
There are strange magics that have been at work upon all of us, good sir.
Good sir. Such formality. What strange magics are on you?
It's difficult to explain. Has anything strange happened with you recently?
Well, I can't find Chestnut. But other than that, no, why? And he's standing in, the rubble-strewn path that leads up to a devastated house.
I'm going to gesture at the house. Can
I what? Did you?
Why don't we step inside?
Of course. Well, I mean, Chestnut's out here somewhere.
Well, it would be easier to talk inside.
If you think it's best, sure. Although, he kind of leans into you. Can you keep an eye on that one? And he looks at Orion.
You have my word. Nothing will go missing.
I trust you. And you're going to pat you. You've easily got a head on this guy, too. Come on in. Are you hungry?
I don't think so, but...
Are we hungry?
Are you hungry?
No, I don't feel any hunger.
I thirst.
Oh, can you keep an eye on that one too?
Once again, you have my word.
I knew I could trust a knight of Ozem. Always such good people. Come on in. I think Sarah made some biscuits. That's when he heads in. Sarah, Sagamore is here. And he walks into the building. He mimes as if he's opening a door and walking inside. He gets in, and you see there's a woman in there in one of the other rooms who looks over. She's similar to his age, kind of sandy blonde hair. She's looks filthy. He also looks pretty dirty and whatnot. And she says, Sagamore, you're back. And, oh, you brought friends. And the man says, oh, it's fine. He's watching. Are you hungry, Sagamore?
I am not, but thank you for the kind offer.
What about something to drink? Where have you come from anyway? I haven't seen you around the coffer in quite some time. It feels like forever. Funny that. You didn't rent a horse, though, or hire a horse. Did you have Chestnut?
No, we've been walking. When was the last time you saw Chestnut?
It was. I could have sworn it was just. And then. I think Sarah made some biscuits. Did you want some biscuits?
No, but thank you. Can we speak more about Chestnut going missing?
You haven't seen him, have you? Damned if I can't find that horse. I'll flog him when I see him. It's better than to hide on me like this.
Are you concerned because he's been gone for a long time?
Yes. He seems kind of unconvinced by that. Or uncertain, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't seen him, have you? Sarah, Sagamore is going to help find Chestnut. And Sarah says, where's that horse got to?
So I am wondering, I can use healing hands to heal people of diseases or give them hit points back. Can I do like healing hands on him to see if that helps anything?
Sure.
I'm not necessarily. I don't think it necessarily will, but I'm just wondering if I can.
Sure. Yeah. So,
heal it.
And I think, how did it look? You've done that before. I don't remember what the manifestation of it looks like.
Halos.
All right. Oh, so it's a
head and both hands.
Okay. So you step forward and you do that, and this man kind of stands and kind of does a, looking up and down and at your hands. Will that help find Chestnut?
I'm hoping that it will. Do you have any new ideas about where Chestnut might be?
Chestnut's missing. Have you seen him?
My friends, I'm going to turn to Nargul and Orion. Perhaps, and then I turn back to him and I say, perhaps you could join us as we move further into the town and gather up the townsfolk for an announcement.
I can't. I have tasks I need to perform here. I need to find Chestnut. Are you trying? Is there someone? Is there a reason you want to get us together?
Can I?
Do you want everyone to help find Chestnut?
Set a hand on his shoulder, big, gauntleted fist, lands heavily, and say, "My friend, there are more important things at work than just your missing Chestnut."
Oh, then you should speak to the mayor and the town council. They can ring the bell and get everyone together. Then we can all help find Chestnut. Right?
Yes. We could. Yes.
We could.
Right.
We killed it.
So,
Sarah made biscuits. Are you hungry?
No. Thank you for the offer. We're still not hungry. Just mechanically,
Still not. You just got here.
Does this count as him asking a request of me for my hero of the people background?
I think it depends.
Like, as in you'd be forced to eat, or what?
No, as in I would be forced to help look for Chestnut if I don't want to start taking penalties. Because I have to do what people ask me to do.
Whether or not you take penalties or not, I think I'm not going to tell you one way or the other.
Yep.
Right. But walk us through what Sagamore's thinking right now.
So I think Sagamore's thought is he understands that this is important to this person, but that clearly this is not a real issue in the sense that Chestnut is a missing horse and we need to get Chestnut. Chestnut is not here because the whole town is dead and Chestnut hasn't passed on with them or something like that.
Right.
And so
or died long ago and
something happened or something like that. And so realistically, what will help this man is to solve this weird undeadness problem, not to actually look for the horse.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
So that's sort of what's going on in Sagamore's head. Neorian and Nargul, do you guys want to say anything? Or are you letting kind of Sagamore take the lead here? Doesn't it seem that this guy is really super keen on you guys anyway, but...
No.
Nargul thinks we should move on. This woman is useless.
Hey! There's no call for that.
Please don't mind him. Do you know
in my home
about a Vargosh Turok or a Red Crow or a Larissa?
I don't want that Ustalav scum in my home anymore.
Nargul?
Yes.
Nargul, please, can you step outside for a minute while we finish this conversation?
Okay.
Thank you.
Close the door too. There's no door.
Yeah.
Thank you. He's kind.
I know, but it is very important to me that we find out if you know anything about a Vargosh Turok or a Larissa who is like Nargul or a Red Crow, a sort of shaman.
Vargosh. Yeah. He's the big one.
Yeah. Is he from here too?
Well, I mean, as much as anyone can be from Roslar's coffer. Yeah.
Thank you.
You haven't heard about his... I mean, he's not really from here. He and that strange one came from Belkson. That dirty man with the rattle.
Oh, did they?
Though, I like that orc better than I like that little one.
Thank you for your help.
Well, of course.
It's been a pleasure talking to you, but I think
you haven't seen Chestnut, have you?
We haven't seen Chestnut, but we promised to keep an eye out for him. I think we need to go see the mayor. Thank you for everything.
You should go speak to the mayor, Mayor Grieve.
Mayor Grieve.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. And I'm going to turn
Have
aside.
you eaten? Sarah made biscuits.
We're not hungry at the moment, but thank you for the offer.
Of course, anything for a night of Ozum.
And I take care to mime out opening the door and stepping out and shutting it behind me. And
bye. Oh, say, you haven't seen Chestnut, have you?
We have not.
Okay. And you hear as you guys are walking away, Sarah, is that biscuits I smell? So
we never did get his name, did we?
No.
Okay. Well, my friends, shall we go see about seeing the mayor?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay. So you guys make your way down, and as you're passing through town, there's, you're passing people who seem in the midst of this ruin and devastation, they seem to be going on about their day. Like if you were to guess, this town has a population of about 400. And there's people just going about, their everyday. And as they're going along, they're all first saying hello to Sagamore. And then, maybe one or two are kind of like giving looks to Nargul and to Orion as if they know who they are.
Right.
It's not a friendly, kind of hello that they're giving Sagamore, but it's something similar. Now, guys, let's see here. 3. Steve, I asked you to think about who is a character that Nargul cared about. Who would be someone that he cared about that he might encounter in here? Who is that character?
His undead sister.
His sister. What's
Maravena.
What's her name?
Maravena.
Maravena. Give me a quick one-sentence description of her personality.
She is cunning, a good hunter, and she does not suffer fools lightly.
Okay. And as the hunter, is she the one who sort of like, is there sort of like a big sister kind of relationship there where she protects her fragile mage brother?
Yes.
Okay. So you're walking along Nargul and you suddenly feel something claps you in the back of the head. And you're kind of like, you look around and I'm picturing this character played by Lena Headley.
Oh, nice.
Okay. And she says, "Fool, where have you been? I've been looking everywhere for you. Where have you been?"
Oh, no, wait. Does Nargul recognize his sister?
No. But there is definitely, you feel that emotional connection.
I stare deeply into her eyes, trying to fathom sort of who she is.
Are you trying to work some of your magics? It's not going to work. Where have you been? Who are these? Why are you with a knight? And she says this sort of, she tries to say it kind of like softer so you guys don't hear. And there's a, Sagamore and Orion, there's a clear family resemblance here. Each of these, the Dampiers, that they all sort of express their, vampiric heritage in different ways, but it does remain consistent for siblings. So the same type of characteristics you see there, the pointed ears, the bluish gray skin, the pale, empty eyes there. That's what she looks like as well. But there's also the physiological look to her.
Right.
You'll have to forgive me. I seem to have misplaced my memory.
I've told you 100 times if you didn't tie down your brain, you'd lose it. Come on, brother. And when she says that, your entire recollection of your history with her is back. And you know who she is. You have the same emotional connection you would with this, the years that you guys have spent together, the cold and hungry months spent, in the woods, fleeing Ustalav to come to Roslar's coffer, the way that she protected you, through your studies, the way that she allowed you to pursue the magical books and trinkets and gewgaws and whatnot that you needed to further your education. This is all of it thanks to her. And you kind of, your knees once again kind of wobble. Very much like when you heard that name from before. Tar Bafon. She looks, she's like, whoa. She's like, look, Nargul, are you going to fall? Have you eaten?
Hi. How long have I been gone?
You've been gone. Why are you with a knight? I've been looking everywhere for you.
Sister. Oh dear, sister.
What?
Where are you?
What do you mean where I am? She kind of slaps you playfully across the face. I'm in front of you, fool. Where have you been?
Nargul sighs and looks at the ground.
And she kind of steps in. Did they do something to you?
Sister, I will find out what's going on, and I will get us out of here.
What's going on? What do you mean? You're with them.
You will see, dear sister. Come, you can walk with us.
And she looks over at Sagamore. You're the one who's probably worrying her the most, but let's see here. She looks over. All right. Well, you should eat something. Look how thin you are.
Yeah.
So you guys continue making your way through the town. Now, I think that just by instinct, you sort of know where you're heading. And the mayor's residence, hold on here. Oh, the mayor's residence will be right in here, guys. This is the town square here. Okay. And in the town square, there are an old stone pool that sits in the center of the square. Its pool is full of detritus and like stagnant gray water. But people are walking up and filling their buckets or miming as if they're filling their buckets and walking away. There are also, and there's also the town hall, which you know to be the residence of the mayor. It's as devastated as the others. You make your way in. Well, I guess tell me what are you guys planning on doing? You're just going to walk in and look for the mayor, or what?
Yeah. Knock on the door and see who's in.
Okay. So you make your way in, and you walk your way through to where you sort of expect the. But again, there's a weird bit of instinct that's kicking in here. You sort of know where to go, even though you've got no specific recollection of having gone there before. Nargul, Maravena kind of says again, why are we here? Come on, let's go. And where have you been?
I know not, sister. Yeah, but we'll find out. There's a man we will talk to here. He may have some answers.
What man? What man do you wish to speak to?
The mayor woman. The mayor.
The mayor is a woman, small one.
Yeah, fine.
Nargul. And I'm picturing this happening kind of in the foyer of the of the ruins of the town hall, and this woman walks around the corner, and she says, "What's all this noise in here then?" And oh, Sagamore. And this is what she looks like.
A zombie.
Oh, I got a broken image error.
It's broken?
Okay, I can see it on the stream.
Oh,
For
it doesn't.
me, I've got the little like picture with the cross through it.
Oh, hold on here.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Milana Grieve.
Lady
She comes in. She
Mulana.
looks fine. She's like, I was wondering when the Knights of Ozen would send someone. You're back. These are with you as well. She looks at Nargol, looks at Maravena, looks at Orion.
You don't know me?
I've seen you around, sir, but are you with... And he looks up at Sagamore. Is he with you?
Did I vote for you?
Have you been here long enough to vote?
I have no idea. When was the last vote?
Is he with you?
Unfortunately, yes.
And she gestures towards the...
And these two too.
And please, come in. And you...
Orion stops Sagamore and Nargol before we go in, and he looks at them and he says, "They all have brain damage." How do you convince someone with brain damage that they're dead?
This is a
The
difficult
inheritor
one.
will show us the way.
All right. I might have to try killing them to see if they'll die for good this time.
she sort of looks over and says, and walks over to Maravena and says, "I'm sorry, dear. Would you mind waiting outside?" And Maravena is about to, dispute that, Nargol. And she looks over at you. This is the mayor. The mayor looks over at you as if to say, like, do something here.
Yeah, okay. Maravena, dear, I have some private business I must discuss with these people. I'll come and get you shortly.
She looks around. I'll wait outside by the fountain.
Yes, dear. Thank you.
She steps out, and the lady mayor says, "Thank you. It's Nargol, isn't it?"
Yes.
Oh, so you know his name, but you don't know mine?
I know the names I need to. What's your name?
My name is Neorian, and you should definitely learn it.
You're sure he's with you?
I'm sure.
More
And
of
when
the...
was the last election, did you say?
I apologize for his behavior, both what has happened and what likely will occur.
This has been quite upsetting for many. Please come inside. So she walks in, and she turns to you, and the council room as well is destroyed. There's a long table, kind of an slightly oval table, completely destroyed. There's maybe like one or two chairs that remain. Otherwise, everything else is blasted to flinders. There's two walls that remain. One of them only half so. She walks in and she says, "I would offer you seats, but as you can see, there are none."
Neorian makes a big scene of wiping his feet on his way in.
Okay.
What has happened here, Mayor?
Well, I don't know.
You don't know. And when was the last election?
You, and she gestures outside.
I don't listen to you. I certainly didn't vote for you.
She looks at Sagamore. He waits outside.
Neorian,
Do you have guards? Do you have protectors?
Neorian, this will be much easier if you would wait outside for me, please.
Just show me where the bell is. I'll ring it. We don't need her.
I wonder why you've come back, small one. Is it possibly that you don't have an answer either?
I just leave now. And I start looking for the bell.
Okay. She looks back and she says, it usually works with such men. Now,
Yes, the men folk.
did you come with other Knights of Ozem?
Unfortunately, it's just me.
I was hoping that more would come. Then what are you here for?
We have been.
Do you know anything of what? And she gestures around. What caused this? What caused them to be like that?
Can you, just for my own edification, strange as it sounds, describe exactly what you mean by what caused them to be like that? What do you mean by like that?
Well, dead, obviously.
Oh, somebody understands. So we have been approached by a pair of psychopomps to convince the town that they are all dead.
Those monsters that came? Yeah, we drove them off.
One little one looked like a bird, and one big one looked sort of like a bird, but a lot less so.
Yes. Those troublemakers that were spreading rumors and upsetting people.
Yeah, those aren't troublemakers. Those are divinely mandated guides for the souls of the dead.
I can't believe such hideous things. How can any good come from that? It's just upsetting.
Well, we all have our part to play in the order of the world.
Well, surely there was some other. The inheritor will guide us. If we wait, something will come. You have come.
Unfortunately, I have come to fulfill what they were unable to do, which is to say that I have come to convince the people of Roslar's coffer that they have already passed on from the mortal coil and shepherd them towards shuffling off to wherever it is that they go next.
Aye. And she sort of grabs the back of this chair. I've tried that, and it has only upset them. I don't think you can convince them. Not one by one. It's too much.
You hear Narian yell from outside, maybe if you were nicer!
Well, maybe not one by one. Couldn't we gather them all together and somehow orate, demonstrate?
I won't. Not without the support of the town council.
Do they know
council?
that everyone is dead?
No. Though they're meeting. They're meeting near the green. It seems that our Bella Thermathian has an ancestor. And he seems quite intent on convincing her that there is nothing untoward about their current state.
Exactly what is he?
In this place, who can say?
Will he, and Sagamore's going to gesture to his sword, respond to this?
I know not how strong steel is here, but
How about this? And he's going to tap on the symbol on his shield.
I pray that the Inheritor delivers us from this, but I think that you would be best placed to know how that might respond. I see her hand in this. I see that now. And she comes forward and places her hand like on your arm. She says, and these others who are with you, how did they come to be here? Your noisy friend.
We, all of us, Naorian and Nargul and myself, woke up inside of Roslar's tomb.
Huh. And you found yourselves here now.
I
won't see more pain come to these people. But if the council wishes to convince all, then we can do as you ask. We will bring all, and together, as a unified voice, we will let them know the truth. And what comes of that will be the Inheritor's well. Sagamore, who is your person?
My person?
Yeah.
Is Isolde.
Isolde, and who is Isolde?
Isolde is like a girlfriend, except a girlfriend who Sagamore ends up spending more time talking to her dad than to her, because it would be inappropriate for him to spend too much time with her.
Okay. What's her dad's name?
I should have come up with that.
Lamorak. And she kind of she swallows. Sagamore, have you seen Lamorak and his daughter yet?
I have not.
They are at his home, and I'm sorry, but they are like the others. Like me.
And not like me and Nargul and
I'm not sure she actually knows. I don't know if she knows that. They are like us. How does
Sagamore's gonna sort of under his breath think she could be what's stuck in my heart, or however Umble put it.
Neorian?
Yep.
Who was your person?
My person is my grandmother, and her name is Grandma Soft Blossom.
Grandma Soft Blossom.
Which is why Neorian never tells anyone his last name.
And like, do you call her like grandma, or you call her Grammy?
Yeah, he calls her Grandma.
Grandma?
And
okay.
His parents were killed when he was younger, and he was raised by his grandmother. So she's kind of the only person he's ever loved.
Okay. In a sentence, tell me about her.
Kindly, warm, typical grandma.
Okay. So you're sort of wandering outside trying to find, is there a bell on this damn thing?
She would not approve of his life at all.
Okay. Well, she was here in town at the time that all this happened as well, too. So she's, whether you were just back visiting her when whatever tragedy happened, or whether you were living here with her and then sort of working your things, you were here with her. And as you're outside looking at this broken, the structure and trying to like, where is there a bell? There's nothing. You can hear the sound of a voice singing, a woman's voice singing.
Mm.
And you recognize that it is just like what came flooding back to Nargol. You suddenly have a memory. And coming from this direction here, where that stand of trees is, she's walking over. And she has a little basket in her. You can hear it, and you sort of like scamper off in that direction and look over, and you can see Grandma Soft Blossom making her way along. And she seems to be walking sort of perpendicular to you, so she's not really paying attention. She's just singing away. But there's still a few other people on the street as well, too.
I'll head over to talk to her, of course.
Okay. How do you get her attention, or do you sneak up on her?
Yeah, I think I sneak up behind her and I tickle her.
Okay. And she kind of, wait, and she drops her basket, and these like horribly rotted and decayed apples all fall out of it. And like every single one of them looks as if it's been sitting on a ledge for, a week and a half straight. They're almost dried. And she looks and she says, Neo, what are you doing? Is that what she calls you? Or show you Rio?
Either one.
Okay. Rio, you know better than to do that. I told you to not do that before.
Oh, Grandma, it is so good to see you.
Okay. I'm guessing you've hugged her?
Sad. Yeah, I give her a big hug.
All right. Yeah, that's good enough. It was just...
Does she smell like my grandma, or does she smell like a dead person? Or
Okay. Nope, she smells like your grandma. You can smell her hair. You can smell the... She was, like I think every, fictional grandma, she's a, avid baker, and you can smell the spices of cinnamon and, sugar and whatnot, and the smell of baked flaky crusts in her hair.
Yeah.
She, all right.
I'm so happy to see you, but yet I am so sad that you are here in this horrible place. I can't believe you're here.
What a horrible place! What a way to talk about your home. What are you talking about? So morbid all the time, Rio. Come on, help me here. I need these to bake that pie. And she starts picking up these.
I'll pick them up. Like, are they actually rotten?
Oh yeah, they're disgusting.
I'll just squish them and say, Grandma, these are no good for baking.
Hey, what are you doing, Rio? How am I going to bake a pie now?
You can't bake a pie with that. No one could eat it.
Tickling, I don't mind. But insulting my pies?
No, not your pies. This fruit.
The fruit's just fine. And since when are you an expert in horticulture?
Grandma,
where have you been anyway?
Your vision must be going, because these apples have gone off.
What are you talking about? Rio, this isn't funny. These apples are fine. And she picks one of the disgusting, rotten things up and takes a big bite out of it.
I kind of like gag. Oh, Grandma, that's disgusting.
That's not funny. And like bugs are falling out of her mouth.
And does it taste good to you?
It's delicious. It's what we use every time. What has happened to you? You're so strange today, Rio. Are you feeling okay? And she walks forward, still little bits of, a worm kind of slithers back up into her mouth, and she puts her hand over your head. Are you warm?
I knock it off. Grandma, I'm fine.
Well, what are you doing then?
Well, what happened to you? How did you end up here?
What are you talking about? We moved here years ago.
Who, me and you?
Oh, Rio, I don't have time for this. If I don't get this pie in the oven, here, help me pick these up.
I'll put the stupid squished apple and the.
So she's looking down. She's like, "Who squished these? Oh, I must have. The basket must have fallen on them. Did you take a bite out of one of these?"
Orion is contemplating killing his grandmother again right now, and it horrifies him.
Yeah.
Like he's thinking, like, how do I release her from this place? Like, and he's like his reaction is to like feel his dagger under his coat, and he's sort of imagining killing her, and it's the most horrific thing that he can imagine.
So she finishes getting everything together, and she looks up, and she's like, "You're Rio, what are you crying for?" And she walks forward to you, and she tenderly takes your hand in her two outstretched hands, and it feels like this is what this is who comforted you when you were upset as a child. This is the person, it is the it's the person, it sounds like, that was your mother figure.
As she puts her hand on me, I quickly pull my dagger out, and I do a really quick cut on her arm and put my dagger back away to see what happens.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
Dagger roll. Oh, good lord.
Okay, now what a nat 20 tells me is that is you did your maneuver the very best possible way it could go off.
Right, so she would almost not even notice.
Yeah. So she says, yeah, so if what you want, it's not going to be like you slit her wrist or something like that.
No, like on the top of her arm, just like, I want to see if she bleeds or...
Yeah, she's, ow! Oh! What was that?
I don't know, Grandma. Was there a animal or something?
Skeeters? Oh.
And I look at her arm. Let me see it, Grandma. And I take her arm to look at it.
Okay, give me 1 sec here. I want to check something.
To see what it's going to look like. I can't believe I rolled a perfect roll.
Yeah.
On my grandmother. The entire last session, I couldn't shoot a bolt to save my life. And now I roll a 20 and a max damage to just nick my grandma and see if she bleeds.
Okay, let's see here.
Oh, roll 20. Does it listen to us and then decide the rolls based on what we're talking about?
Yeah, really? Yeah, so she is actually bleeding.
Okay. I'll
what?
Like rip a little piece of cloth off something I've got there and sort of wrap it up.
Okay. So you wrap it up, and she says, "Oh, thank you, Rio. Oh my goodness, Rio, where have you been? I've been looking for you."
I've been around. Which one's your house, Grandma? Let me help you back home.
Which one's my house? You, you silly boy. I'm on my way to get apples, though. I need to get apples. I'm baking a pie.
What about all these apples in your basket?
Did you put apples in my basket? You're such a trickster.
You know me.
She looks down and opens up. And again, they're disgusting, rotted. One of them's got a bite out of it. There's, worms rolling through. They're lovely. Thank you, Rio.
Very lovely.
You're such a good boy.
Enjoy your baking.
Are you not coming back?
Not now. No, Grandma. I have some business to attend to.
You've been gone so long, though. So much business. You don't have time to take time off, Rio, to come and bake a pie? And she kind of holds up the basket.
Again, he's imagining like her turning and walking away and him pulling out his dagger. And
I think like tears. She said, "What are you crying for, my boy?" And she puts the basket down and comes over and she's like, "Oh, there." And she gives you a nice big hug. There, Rio. It's okay. What's wrong?
Something is wrong with you, Grandma, and you can't see it.
What?
Your mind is trapped in a prison from which you cannot escape.
And she steps back and looks at you, trying to process.
Do they have any mental diseases like dementia or Alzheimer's?
Oh, yeah. You're aware of that stuff. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I would tell her.
So she looks and she's not quite sure if you're joking, but she doesn't want to upset you,
Yeah.
Well, when you're done your business and she pokes you in the nose, I'll have a lovely apple pie for you, just like you like.
I look down at the bandage. Is the blood coming through it?
It's seeping up. Yeah, like it's
Okay, yeah. I'll say, okay, Grandma, we'll see you later. And I'll head back to the mayor's.
You know what you could do? Pick up some of that lovely sharp cheddar. Won't that be lovely with the pie?
And the first thing that runs through Neorion's mind is poisoning the cheese.
Okay. I'll see you then, Rio.
See ya, Grandma.
And she turns and walks away, and she once again starts singing that song that you know from before. I'm picturing you're kind of like, wiping the tears out of clear little bits or runnel spot. What do you call runners? I guess on your dirt stained face. Yeah. We'll cut back to Sagamore and Nargol. So you finished talking. Unless there's anything else you want to talk to the mayor about.
I don't think so. Nargol, you got anything to say?
Oh man, no, I just don't.
Okay.
Well, at least we know somebody understands the situation.
Yes.
So
Nargul was meant to kill and hunt. This is out of Nargul's comfort zone.
Okay. So why don't we do this, guys? We're a little bit later, but let's take our mid-session break right now. Go to the washroom.
I just want Orion wants to say one thing when he comes.
Of course,
back.
yeah.
Will make sense if we do it first. He comes back and he says, "Wow, she really sucked. You want me to sneak back in there and kill her?" He's talking about the mayor.
Let's save that as a plan B.
I'll show them. I'll show them the blood on my blade and say, "Well, I've learned that they do bleed." I don't know if you guys questioned Orion about that, but he won't say anymore.
Okay. Puts the dagger away. Okay. Yeah, let's take our break and we'll be back in 3 to 5 minutes. All right. All right, all right. I need to load one thing in here. So I think the one upside, I think I mentioned this before, Arlen, but one of the upsides for using XSplit is that we'll have this music and stuff in the background too, and the sound effects. It'll be pretty cool. In the stream, I mean, and not just in our game. Right, I need one more thing here. Boom. What you got there, Steve-O?
A little popcorn
Oh,
with melted butter on it. Oh yeah.
very nice. Did you make enough for two?
No.
Get your own, Madison. All right, all right, all right.
So you doing anything for the long weekend?
I have to get caught up in work. Well, I've got a couple sessions. I got Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea tomorrow morning, and then I've got Starfinder on Sunday afternoon. But yeah, I got about 10 hours of work I'd like to get done over the weekend. But other than that, I'm taking Missy Lou for quite a few walks outside. Got breakfast with you on Sunday, and that's kind of it. How about you? You got anything planned for the weekend?
I'm not entirely sure. I got a good discount at Sports Check. Hey, if you want to go to Sports Check and save like 70%, I've got a coupon for that.
Jaden has his regular discount from Sport Check.
Oh, right.
Yeah. It's one of the upsides of having a son who works at Sport Check. You get discounts on everything.
Yeah.
Hey, Kev, I just saw that Brian David Marshall liked your response tweet to his tweet about EVE Online.
Who's Brian David Marshall?
The guy whose tweet you responded to.
Oh, I just, yeah, that was forwarded from someone else's.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Do you know who that dude is?
Yeah, he's a really big guy in the Magic community. He used to be for a long time I don't know what his title was, like the Magic Historian, maybe he's called.
Oh, okay.
He was always on their broadcasts, and
well,
he's a big part of the community for like the whole time it's existed.
Royster is a regular viewer from this, and he's the one who said you should really try EVE Online. Tell him Dorian Roy sent you. I don't know who that is either. Anyway, it's interesting.
Have you tried the free Magic app?
What's that there, Steve-O?
Have you tried the free Magic game online?
I have not, because otherwise I will I will not have time to stream. It's the same reason I don't play World of Warcraft anymore, is because otherwise we will not have a channel.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could when I just stream World of Warcraft, but I don't want to do that. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Man. Oh, no time to game playing World of Warcraft tonight.
Yeah, can't talk playing Warcraft. Go hell. Plus, I mean, I would have to say goodbye to my job. That was a really pretty all-in drop from the Hangout. Missed last bit. Oh, sorry. I think you missed. What'd you miss? Oh, I just mentioned that it'll be cool to have the audio playing in the stream when we use XSplit rather than Hangouts. I think that'll be neat.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. Did we lose? Is Arlen back now? Or
I'm back, I think.
Oh, you're back. Yeah.
In the call, yeah.
Everybody's back. Excellent. Now, so what are you guys doing? You stepped outside. You're standing in that courtyard. Maravena is at a distance. I'm going to actually put those names in chat.
I got serious Inception going. I got the call, Roll20, and the YouTube channel open. I can watch it in any amount of feedback loops. Don't forget Grandma.
Yeah, got her.
Grandma Soft Blossom.
Okay, so you guys step outside, and Maravena kind of comes up to you, Nargul, and she's, "Where have you been? I've been looking all over for you."
I'm back, sister. Our business is.
Are you with that Ozmite?
We are traveling together.
Traveling? Why?
We both seek the same thing.
We'll go
Way
back.
out.
I'm gonna hit. All you guys just dropped out, or the cameras dropped out. I might be stuttering in my what do you call it, connection here, guys. Give me a second. I'm gonna hit reconnect and see if that makes a difference. Yeah, everyone's back. Okay. Sorry, what'd you say, Steve?
I said we all seek the same thing. A way out.
Way out of where?
This
Way out
hellhole.
Are you drunk?
Is there booze around?
Yeah, not yet.
Who is this?
I'm the Orion.
That's supposed to mean something?
Well, it should.
Who is this? Come on. I've been looking for you.
If I understood, sister, I would explain it to you.
That makes no
But,
sense.
There are things that there are things that you don't understand as well. But walk with us. Maybe you'll learn.
So Nargul suggesting that she come along with him. What do you guys think of that?
So Sagamore wants to go check on Isolde and Lamorak. And then he is not entirely sure what he's going to want to do after seeing her.
Okay.
But he doesn't exactly want to bring Nargul and the Orion along on that trip.
Right.
Okay.
Orion would just like to say, are any of you in the least bit curious what happens if one of these people is killed in this place? We could pick someone that none of us care about and do an experiment.
I don't think that's the solution.
Not necessarily a solution, but it would give us more information.
At the cost of a life.
They're already dead, Sagamore.
But we don't know what happens to them.
But then we would know.
Maybe.
What if it frees them from this place? Can you pray to your god and get some insight? All I have is this, and he pulls out his dagger, and this, and he pulls out his crossbow. These are my tools. You're the one with a god who could give us direction. If you tell me to put these tools away, then it must be you who solves this. And he kind of puts his dagger back and hangs his crossbow back on his shoulder.
Well, you know what they say about hammers and nails.
No, I don't. I'm not a carpenter. I'm a killer.
Would you like to hear what they say about hammers and nails, or?
Please, Sagamore, please don't keep me in the dark.
Well, the saying goes that when you have a hammer, all you see are nails, and you have a crossbow and a dagger.
And I definitely see a lot of corpses.
Someone passing by kind of like looks like, what did he say? And they say,
You're a corpse.
And they stop and walk along. Keep going.
Let's try to keep a little bit of a lower profile for right now. We still don't have a solid plan.
Well, what do you suggest?
That means no antagonizing the Orion and Nargul. Maybe you should put a hood on or something. I don't know.
Yes. Perhaps that is wise.
They seem to like me. Despite the
Yes,
fact,
you're
has anybody
very
commented
popular.
on my chainmail, the symbols on the holy symbols on the chainmail at all?
Do they which? Sorry.
Or I guess that's another thing I'd like to have asked the mayor. I want to point out the two symbols on the chainmail, right? Because I've got the downturned sword on one shoulder and I've got the twin rapiers on the other, and ask her about those symbols.
Sure. So we'll add that as a flashback thing here.
Yeah.
So which one do you gesture to first?
The downturned sword first, because that one I feel like the news is
She
going to
looks
be
at
better.
you and kind of confused. She's like, that's the mark of the inheritor. That's the symbol of Yomadai.
Yomadai.
And she looks, how do you not know that? It is the symbol of your order, is it not? The Knights of Ozem.
Ozem and I have some catching up to do.
And you gesture to the other.
It's complicated. And then, yeah, the other one.
That you surely know. It's the mark of Roslar, the traitor.
Irvin Roslar?
The same. That name you know.
We've been hearing a bit about him. What's the relationship between Irvin Roslar and Roslar's coffer?
You don't remember. After Irvin Roslar was, in his lifetime, seen as a hero to the Knights of Ozem and to the Shining Crusade. Took up arms against the armies of Tar-Baphon, the Whispering Tyrant. But after, in the great battle, one of the big great battles that took place during the Shining Crusade, Arosni, Herald of Aroden, fell to agents of the Whispering Way and to the forces of Tar-Baphon. Seemingly gripped with a righteous fury, they say, Irvin Roslar took up arms against the tyrant and helped seal him in his final tomb in the Gallows Spire. And yet, in his advanced ages or advanced years, he came here, and that tomb was built to his honor. He took care and took great control over the building of that tomb. The community that built around it took his name as well, Roslar's Coffer. But after he died, the truth came out. Roslar betrayed Arosni. It seemed a perverse infatuation infected him, and he shared secrets of the Shining Crusade with agents of the Whispering Tyrant, leading to Arosni's betrayal and murder. As a result, it was decided that such a person was not worthy of the grand tomb, and he was buried in an unmarked grave. But
if
you
the
know
grave's
this.
unmarked, is it possible to find it?
This is hundreds of years ago.
Mm.
Though, perhaps some other, though, had they their faculties, some other in town could have helped, but no. Where did you get that? Did you get that from his tomb?
I did.
Well,
I had to pass a test of faith first, so it's not like they were just handing them out.
no. I see the inheritor's hand in this as well, Sagamore. If you found that, if it came to you, surely Yomadai intends it for you to use it. Perhaps that's why it was set there in the first place. Some good may come from his horrible, horrible evil.
And
So
then one more thing that I wanted to ask. Is there anybody in town with enough brain cells left to identify some magic objects for us?
What do you mean?
Like if we brought them an enchanted thing, could they tell us what it is?
It seems unlikely. Though
Okay.
that small, strange man, the one with the rattle, he was making some coin doing such tasks for the... Though I haven't seen him in some time either. Was he with you, or had he left before whatever happened?
Something freaky's going on with him.
What do you mean? And you got to picture that this is only when you're sort of remembering that, wait, there's people who were here who are not here any longer. Yeah.
So, assuming you mean our buddy Red Crow. Red Crow was with us, and then he wasn't with us, and we just forgot about him. And
That savage that came from Belkson. He... Not a relation, or perhaps a relation, to that orc blood mercenary. What was his name?
Vargosh Turok.
Right. He seemed professional. His friend, much less so. I haven't seen him. Was he with you as well? Vargosh.
He was for a time, and then he disappeared.
Did those psychopomps take him? Did he pass to whatever?
No, something else happens to him. And happens to all of our buddies who woke up with us in Roslar's tomb.
Pharasma's domain is unusual. So, what do you guys want to do? Does that answer your questions, or your...
Yeah, I guess that answers everything.
Okay.
About as well as could be. So I'm going to step outside with Nargle and Orion and say, shall we meet back here in...
I said the Gallows Spire, right?
Yeah, you said the Gallows Spire.
Okay, perfect.
Shall we meet back here in perhaps an hour or two? I have some business to take care of.
Oh, I have some business to take care of too. Perfect.
What about you, Nargle?
Well-
You got business?
Yes, Nargul has business.
I love how he talks about himself in the third person. Our goal is secretly the Hulk. What business are you thinking of pursuing, Nargul and Neorian?
Well, I'll give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count.
Okay. How would you, Nargul?
Nargul is going to, do a couple of things. I mean, he sees some opportunity here because he sort of feels like scavenging a bit to see if he can find anything of value that might help him out. Maybe a little bit of leather armor or something like that. Or can he wear leather? Can he only wear cloth?
Yeah, you're a magician, so
Right.
you can wear it. It's just that you will. There's a chance. It's like 3rd edition, where there's a chance of your spells going awry.
Okay. Well, he will look for items of value, but also sort of try to sniff out some living creatures, and just to try to figure out what's going on here.
Okay. Well. Okay. So I mean, I think wandering around town, like, this place. This is imagine like kind of walking around. I don't want to be insensitive by invoking this, but I mean, imagine walking around the ruins of like Hiroshima. You know, like there's nothing. At best, there's maybe some like scrap wood or something like that. Like everything seems utterly devastated here.
Mm. Yeah.
But everyone's walking around and engaged in, you know, there's people who are tending gardens that are full of you know, charred plants or, you know, utterly destroyed you know, buildings that they're walking around in them as if they were living there, you know. So yeah, we'll come back to you in a sec though. We'll deal with yeah, we're gonna cut back. I think what we'll do is we'll cut back and forth between all you guys. Orion, you're heading to Grandma Softblossom's place again?
No.
Is that right? No, where are you headed?
He's going to try and find just a random villager who looks completely unaware of his existence.
Okay. So where do you think that would be?
He'll just walk up and down the streets until he sees someone.
Go back to the livery place, the guy who was looking for his horse.
He's one of the few people who has known who I am, so I probably wouldn't choose him.
I was going to say, since he's going to be like out in the wilderness looking for his horse, he's going to be away from everybody.
But he did call me by name, whereas no one else seems to know me. So
okay. So you like, are you trying to find someone who's on their own or what?
Yeah, like the edge of town on their own.
Sure,
that kind of thing.
There's maybe someone on the edge of town on the
murder hobo.
You know, on their own who seems to be kind of messing around. Let me. What is your level 2?
Yeah, so I have some stealth, but I don't know.
What are you planning on doing for this guy? So again, just as a refresher, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll for your move silently, and that will dictate whether or not this thing is able to make a hide check at all, or not hide check, a listen check at all. You're
I'm
going
to use my crossbow to try and assassinate them.
Okay. So go ahead and give us.
Okay.
Give us an attack roll.
The attack roll is made at a +4 bonus if they do not know I'm there.
They're totally unaware.
Okay.
Now, do you think you're on the ground? Or are you up in the rafters, or what?
He would probably potentially hide with some upper ground, like in a tree or on a edge of a building or something.
We'll say it's down here.
Okay. So yeah, like from this tree kind of thing.
Yeah, that sounds good. And you see someone kind of making their way, you know, through the back. It's a we'll say a man. He's probably a younger guy, like maybe like late teens.
Yeah.
Okay. He's carrying sort of the broken remnants of some kind of barrel, and he's walking along. And go ahead and make your shot. Yeah, that absolutely hits him. And then what do you roll for your assassination?
A second D20.
Okay. He's a 1, hit dice 1.
Okay, he's hit dice 1. And wait, what? Oh, he's level 1. Oh, and I roll this.
And then if you're successful, then he makes a death save, right? I think that's how we looked it up before.
Oh, I'm level 2. Wait a minute. I don't know how to use this chart.
Okay, so you are level of the hit dice. The target is 0 to 1. You're level 2. You have a 6 in 20 chance of killing him outright.
Oh,
nice.
So like what a 5 means?
Yep. And then I make a save for him. I failed. So how does he die? What does it look like?
Like it is a crossbow bolt, like right through the heart. This is something that I aimed it up very carefully and just.
Okay, so it hits him. He drops to the ground, and like there's just the clatter of that broken barrel falling to the ground, and his limp body. It doesn't even make a sound. Like it's a fucking perfect assassination stroke. He drops to the ground, and you're kind of looking at him. He's not moving.
Okay, I'll climb down and kind of walk over to him.
So you
Oh
lose.
my goodness! Something's happened to this guy.
You lose. You'll lose view on this for a split second.
Okay.
And it's gone.
The body's gone.
And you hear a kind of walking along, and you look over. It's the same guy walking along with a barrel, and he kind of looks down at you like, because you're. I imagine you're kind of staring at him like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And he sort of looks at you, just gives like, what are you looking at? Kind of look, and then carries on walking. You look over. Your bolt is resting in the middle of the road. He kind of
like just laying on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take the bolt and put it back in my pouch or whatever.
Okay.
That's my science.
Okay.
They're unkillable.
Sagamore. What is it? What does Lamorak's house look like? Where do you sort of see this being?
So I'm thinking Lamorak. I was imagining kind of up here, since this is a part of town we haven't been to yet.
Sure. Yeah.
Kind of has I was picturing him as kind of a sort of older, sort of grizzled veteran, and thinking that Isolde is she's like pretty, but not like aggressively beautiful, but she looks really like kind of she's
1 sec here. I actually might have an image. You tell me if this works or not. But you keep on talking. I'll just try and find this.
But then she's like good church going girl, and kind of younger, right? That Sagamore is a bit of a weathered warrior type, and she's a little younger than that and hasn't seen the world, and so he's doing his best to kind of figure out how to navigate a relationship, and part of that means being very conscientious and talking to her father before taking these steps and all of that sort of stuff.
Do you see Lamorak as being a what do you call it? Like a former Knight of Ozim as well, or is he more like a mercenary who's kind of retired?
He could be a former Knight of Ozim. I'm happy for that. I was imagining him as kind of a former warrior, but not necessarily as a member of a knightly order or anything special like that.
Okay, let's see here. Does this sort of fit your image here?
Yeah, that would be a great Lamorak.
Okay, so he's I think you hear kind of a fwang, fwang, and he's maybe out back trying to rework a what would he be doing? Oh, maybe he's trying to put posts down in the ground. He's working on the sort of the fenced-in yard, and there's nothing else in there. It's destroyed, and it's he's struggling with trying to get broken kind of bits, broken pieces of wood to stand fast. Pwang, pwang, and he what kind of crosses his face as he looks over at you? In a sentence, can you describe what Lamorak's like?
He is friendly but protective, but likes Sagamore enough. Sagamore is like, the boyfriend with a good job and a nice family, and he's, as long as he doesn't die in battle, he's going to be good for the daughter.
Okay. So he looks over at you, and he sort of gestures with his big hammer, shakes his head. He says, "Do you know how she's worried?"
I can only imagine.
And the big hammer that he's using, clay, kind of he taps it up and down in his hand as he walks over towards you. "I told you what I'd do if you ever made her cry." And he's sort of grinning at this. Like there's a bit of a, that wry kind of Bruce Willis-esque, like arched eyebrow.
I remember well.
He gets over and he grabs you and gives you a hug. And he's probably about your height, or do you think he's a little bit smaller than you?
Maybe just a little bit smaller.
Okay, so he grabs you and kind of, hugs. And he's like, "Where have you been, boy?" She's been worried sick. I've been worried. This fence, it's not going to build itself.
It's been
Where have you been?
strange going-ons in my life as of recently.
Such as it always. New armor I see too. He sees the marking of Rosler, yeah. If you've got that displayed, he kind of looks at it. Where did you get that? Oh, we lost him. Hold on. You cracking a new bottle there, Jeff?
Yeah. I got a backup bottle of Lafroig.
Steve-O, you on water or is that booze?
Water.
Nice.
I am back.
Nice. So did you miss what he said?
He said something about it and I didn't hear what it was.
He said he asked you what was gestured to your armor or the mark. He says, where did you get that?
Yomadai sets us all on the path of redemption. Consider this my path as well.
Is that where you've been?
We've been in Roslar's tomb. Me and a few others woke up there.
You hear a woman's voice, Sagamore. You look over and she's Isolde is now has just leaving the house to come into the yard. And why don't you tell us about Isolde in a sentence?
She is kind of quiet and a little mousy almost, but she's very much a good girl. And Sagamore treats her with this kind of exaggerated romanticism that she kind of giggles when he does that. Right? He gets down on one knee to talk to her.
Okay. So she kind of comes running over. Would it be correct to think that she's going to run over and give you a hug?
She's going to run over and kind of hold out her hand, and Sagamore's going to take it and kiss it gently.
Okay. So Lamorak sees this and kind of shakes his head. And Isolde says, where were you? You were gone. We were worried.
And Sagamore, like Orion, is probably starting to tear up now, seeing both of them here and kind of realizing what that means.
Yeah.
And he's sort of trying to get the words out.
She looks at you and stares up at those big eyes. What's wrong? And she comes, brings her little hand up and she wipes away a tear. She's crying. You're home now.
I am. But I can't stay.
Why? And she kind of looks over at her dad. And Lamorak looks up. Back and leaving again.
Something terrible has happened, and I must set it to right.
What? And Isolde sort of stammers out, what's happened, before she can kind of say anything. And Lamorak kind of looks at her and then looks back at you. Is that why you've been gone?
There have been many trials in my path to reach here, and one of them demands that I cannot stay.
Well, if you must go, surely you can have a drink first, right? The inheritor will allow. Girl, go get a drink. Go inside. And come. And he turns around and he starts walking over to towards sort of the room, and he sort of trails off. And then he sort of, his pace slows and he turns as if he's going to, off back in the direction of the fence, and he looks over. Sagamore! And he points his hammer at you. I told you what I would do, didn't I? And he starts patting his hammer against his hand. I told you what I'd do if you ever made her cry. And he's walking forward towards you with the exact same expression that he had before. And then he looks at you and he's like, he sort of sees the tears in your eyes. This is what, come on, lad, I'm only joking. Where have you been?
I can't stay. Please tell Isolde that I love her very much, but I have to go. And
Wait.
Turn and start walking.
Sagamore. 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 Hey, Sagamore. And you sort of walk off, tears streaming down your face. Let's cut to Nargol. So Nargol, you're making your way through this, and kind of being a general bother, trying to find somewhere to steal anything of value, and you're sort of you're around here, like you're really at the south end of town.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see where I'm pinging?
Yep.
Right near the graveyard. You're passing down there, and you hear the sound of a bunch of kids kind of laughing. And you look over, and there's a bunch of kids who are there, who are all playing around a massive dead oak tree tied with ribbons and unusually vibrant flowers. And sitting in the tree, like there's no leaves that are left there. There's no, there's nothing else that lurks in the tree, except for a very, very large crow with white wingtips that seems to be looking down at the kids. And the kids are sort of dancing around and kind of talking. And then the kids look over and they're like, Nargol, there he is, Nargol, we see you. Hi, Nargol.
Well, Nargol climbs over the hedge and
there you are, Nargol. They'll sort of run up around you, and you hear the bird in the tree kind of croak. And the kids all come running up. You're back. We knew you'd come. She told us you'd come. We knew you'd come.
Who told you?
She did. The lady and the bird. In Duskfeather.
Oh.
And you kind of look up, and the kids are all sort of laughing and gesturing and pointing up. And this is sort of what the bird looks like. Kind of croaks at you again. They told him you come. Where's Sagamore? Where's Orion? Where's the rest? Are they with you? Are they coming? The lady wants to talk to Vargosh and to Red Crow and Larissa, to all of them.
And who are you?
You don't remember? They're all sort of, gesturing and laughing. You remember? And you hear again from the tree, Whack! That big bird. The bird seems to be watching you at this point. She's been asking about you. She told us you'd come. You look so confused. You look silly.
Indeed, my friends. Bird, do you speak?
The bird kind of croaks again, and then it kind of, its big beak opens wide. And you hear from down within it, this sonorous woman's voice comes out, completely incongruent with this filthy kind of avian you see before you. Ah, newcomers. You must be the curiosity I heard of. Where are the others? Nargul, right?
Yes.
Yes. You and the others. I am Mictana, and I cordially welcome you to the Boneyard and to eternity. Do not fret about your unusual condition. I shall be with you shortly to correct this horrible error and help you on the way to the final rest that you have earned, you and your friends. Where are they, Nargul? Sagamore, he is elsewhere, and Orion. All of you. You need not worry. I will be there soon. I will cure the imperfection and usher you off. Do not worry. The kids are all kind of laughing. She's coming! She's coming!
At that, I turn away from the children and I go to try to find Sagamore and Varga.
Okay.
You're near him.
So you kind of go running off, and you're like the bird is sort of, as you're making your way along, the bird seems to be lurking about 100 feet above you. And we'll say you guys all sort of meet up with each other. Sagamore has, I'm guessing, is almost kind of running through the streets. Nargul seems like he's running to Orion. How are you making your way? Like where would you be coming from as you meet up with the others? Oh, you might be muted there, Jeff.
Oh yeah, whoops! I muted that so that you guys could talk. I guess I would just be wandering back and thinking about what just happened with this guy, and honestly, Orion's contemplating killing himself to see if he is trapped here the same way.
Okay. So you're sort of wandering around when Sagamore sort of you guys sort of bump into each other. Sagamore, you're sort of, your eyes are, filled with tears and whatnot. And you kind of bump into Orion, dragging him from his revelry. And you guys let's give you a moment just to kind of react to each other. So what do you guys say? Sagamore, you're looking down at Orion. Orion, you can see that Sagamore's eyes are red and his face is wet with tears.
He remembers back to seeing his grandmother, and he says, "So you have loved ones here as well?"
I do.
I think that might be why we're here.
The loved ones could be, I can't remember how Humble put it, but the fragment that's left in our heart.
It could be something that we're holding on to or they're holding on to.
At that,
I can tell you that.
Oh, go ahead.
Hammers are no good here.
Oh, that's awesome. Both you guys get an astonishing fortune point. That's fucking great. Such good role playing. Holy smokes. At that point, let's say that Nargul comes kind of scampering out. So Nargul, let's add you to the scene here. You're kind of running along and you see the two of them standing. What are you saying?
Gentlemen, I've learned something.
Okay, remember, this thing seems to be chasing you.
Okay.
This crow's actually chasing him right now?
Yeah. This thing is like flying and making itself, known. It's kind of...
All right. Fing! Sword
so,
out.
you don't see that. Like, Nargul comes running up, and he just said, "Gentlemen." I just wanted to give Steve the proper kind of... imagine how fucking scary that is for this thing to be... you're first sort of like walking away from these kids who are all fucking laughing. This thick giant bird kind of, brings itself aloft. And as you're, speeding up, this thing is keeping pace, which is driving you to, I imagine, run even faster. So you sort of have come, like, Nargul is kind of racing up towards you and is trying to, keep his composure. Gentlemen?
Nargul?
Things are becoming even more complicated yet.
and you hear the bird sort of, you both see this large bird swirl around above you, and it lands on
big is it?
a nearby roof. It's an oversized crow.
Right, but how big roughly?
It's probably about as big as a pony.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it lands, and this bird kind of...
Orion looks at Nargle, what the fuck is that?
And again, its mouth kind of... the beak opens up wide. And it says, you hear, again, like from deep within, this smooth, rich woman's voice comes out. There you are. Sagamore. Orion. I knew Nargle would be able to find you. Welcome.
Who are you?
I am Mictana, and I cordially welcome you to the Boneyard and eternity. Don't worry, Orion. I'll be there soon. Your unusual condition will be remedied, and you will be able to move on. You too, Sagamore. You will all travel to the final rest that you deserve.
I would like to throw my dagger at this thing.
Okay. Do you easily draw it? Go ahead and make an attack roll, please.
Not so good.
Orion is in absolute shock. He looks at Sagamore like, the hammer? Really? Right away?
Yeah, I mean, you must be so sad. You throw this thing away and throw it at it, and the voice from within says, "That's not nice, Sagamore. What call is there for that?
I'm not nice.
You'll upset Duskfeather, and if you upset Duskfeather, I cannot be responsible for what it may do."
I've only got one patron, Bird.
Patron?
Orion pulls out his crossbow.
Patrons are for the living, Sagamore. You are past that now.
I don't think we're quite as far past as we might otherwise be.
Oh, my children. Change is always frightening. But I will make it soft and swift. Like a mother's kiss, you will only feel love.
I got no interest in your love, Bird.
There is no other option, Orion. You must move on. Such things, such concerns are now in your past. You must see that, feel in your heart. You know it's true.
We are not a part of this place. Our minds and our hearts are separate from it.
You must accept it. There is but one path.
We will never accept this fate.
Stubborn, stubborn, stubborn souls. But you aren't the first stubborn ones. No, no. I will see you soon. Duskfeather, you know what to do. And guys, let's declare actions.
Come on.
Okay, I'm going to move to a battle map here too. Let's see. You know what? I think I'll use... Are you guys in here already? Get rid of this.
Silver dagger.
Nope, that's someone else. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here.
Where are we on? Oh, you're getting a map. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to get a battle map here. Because we're about to do some battle. Let's see.
Depending on what the map looks like.
Hey, hold up. Oi. Now, this is not going to be a particularly accurate map, but oh, not bad. Let's do this. Hold up, guys. Give me two mementos here. Right.
God, this Lafroig is so good.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I know you don't drink anymore, Kev, but woo, it's very nice whiskey.
Yeah.
Oh, do you not drink at all?
No.
Ah,
Kevin, no, not for years.
I quit drinking like 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah,
I tore my Achilles. Tendon, and it was on painkillers, and couldn't drink for like a month and a half, and then just never went back to it.
Ah,
True.
It's good for you if you don't like it.
Actually,
And what happened to your love life? And what happened to your love life as a consequence of not drinking?
no. Well, I mean, I had better. Turns out I exercise better judgment in partners.
Right?
I had what's known as terrible taste in partners. So Steve and I actually had the last drink I ever had was with Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it, eh?
Remember when I was on crutches? We went to that Saskatchewan bar that was near my old place in Mission. It was weird.
Well, for viewers at home who don't know, Kevin and myself became friends at university in our 20s or early, or even maybe we were even 19. You were 19, I was 18 maybe.
Yeah.
And
I drank everything.
Drinks together.
Yeah. The other thing was that I after I quit drinking, I dropped like 20 pounds just from the amount of calories I got from drinking, because I was a Guinness drinker, and it was not unknown to have 12 in an evening.
Oh God, yeah, Guinness is like 1 billion calories per glass.
Okay, let's set it right here, guys.
That's why I've cut out all the soda. Just drink the whiskey.
Yeah. Okay, now I need the Caro.
it's healthier for you that way.
Oops, wrong thing.
Clearly.
Okay. Man, I love this music, like the background ambient stuff. Fuck, is it cool? So creepy. Okay.
Where'd you get it? Yeah.
Just one of the tracks that's on Roll20. Okay, now you guys can see where you are, right?
Oh, maybe if I zoom out.
Here, hold up. Let me. Is it shift? Or is
Shift ping will bring us over. Yeah, there we go.
There you go, guys. So that's where the big crow is above you guys. Let's declare acciones here. So Neorian has declared, Sagamore has declared, Nargul, you need to declare. Undan. Oh, man. Okay. This thing appears to be flapping its wings. It's going to do something. Okay, so first up, guys, so let's hear. Who wants to be in charge of initiatizing?
Doesn't matter.
Do you want me to roll randomly?
Here, I got it. I'll start.
Okay, hold on. Then you need to beat. Oh, you need to beat my 4.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, so guys, first up is melee. We got okay, so Sagamore draws his sword. Then it is missile. No one's got missile. Magic. Nargul, what are you doing first round?
Nargul is gonna blast this sucker with his double magic missile because he's CA3. Oh wait. Is he? Oh, no, because I'm only level 2, right? Oh shit.
That's right.
Damn it. Then no, he's not doing it. Instead, he is going to cast Protection from Evil on Sagamore.
Nice. Okay. All right. So then this thing, it's got kind of, is flapping its wings, and there's a kind of, I think there's sort of like an opaque, its eyes kind of roll in the back of its head, and there's this sickly kind of whitish red stuff on the inside. It calls at you guys. And I think I'm going to roll randomly. Let's see who is going to be the recipient of this. Who do those trays? Neorian, would you kindly give me a sorcery save, please?
Sorcery.
Go. Success! Nice! So some kind of sinister enchantment was trying to take hold of you, but it does not manifest. You sort
I
of
see what you're doing, bird!
Yeah. You shake it off, and this thing, its eyes flop back in, and you can see them again. Then it is move. So we got Neorian on a move. What do you want to do?
How far can I move again?
You can move. Your move, I think, is a 40, isn't it? 40? Or is it 30?
Yeah.
40, yeah. So you can move, what is it? 4 squares.
Okay.
This thing is about a story up, too. It's only a 1-story building it's in.
So right at the corner of the building.
Excellent. Okay. End of first phase. Second phase. Top of the round. Sagamore, you're still holding an action?
Yep. Sword up and ready to slice if it gets close.
Nice. Next up is Missile. No one's got Missile. Then on Magic. You cannot move after you cast Magic there, Nargol. And neither can this thing. So Neorian, you were going to try and hide? You're going to move and hide? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, like turn this corner.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. End of the first phase, guys. Let's declare actions. And Jeff, you are still in charge of initiative. Just hold off until you see me hold up the dice. Let's see what I got here.
Right. It's more exciting.
Oh, shit. All right. Move. So we need Sagamore and Nargol to declare actions here.
Oh, Kev, you secretly roll my hide, right?
I do, yeah.
Oh, wait. Do I say like try and move silently while I'm moving?
No, you can tell me if you want. I mean, I'm assuming that's what you're doing here. Okay.
I'll just put it in the chat to make it official.
Okay. Jeff, beat my 6.
Ooh.
Yeah. Your illustrious reign has come to an end. All right. Now it is this thing's. Okay. Turn.
Also known as the winged cheater.
Okay. It is going to leap down and fly past Sagamore. You're the biggest and scariest target here. Let's see here. Whoa. That's a hit. Lashes out with its claws. Give me a sec here. You know, I can really use any monster manual and like any OSR monster manual and make use of it, but I really do love using the core rulebook for this. Where are you? Okay. So 1 and 2 miss and wow. So only it claws at you and tries to peck at you with its giant beak. You take 5 points of damage from one of those claws. And it's because of its ability, you are not able to make an attack as it kind of wings over to there. Okay.
Is it on the ground there, or is it no?
It's gone down and then kind of up again.
Okay.
So, your turn, Sagamore. You're on melee.
Well, I'm gonna move in between it and Nargol at least, and then I can't do anything else.
Okay. Then we're on missile. Nobody. Magic. Nargol. What are you doing?
Nargul will cast Magic Missile.
Magic Missile.
Shoot the bird.
Suck on it, bird.
That's exactly it.
So what is it? 1d4 plus 1?
Boom, 2.
A whopping 2 points of damage. Okay, so I guess this thing is what do you call it? What does your magic missile look like again?
It's again the mist comes out of my mouth, rolls down my arms, and kind of like starts glowing in my hands, and then shoots forward in sort of this green misty bolt.
Nice.
And it explodes.
Okay, so this thing hits and like one or two feathers kind of fly out of it and it kind of squawks and then kind of angles to the side. And okay, so that was mid. Now we're on move. Neorian, first phase move.
Okay, I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4 to this back corner of the house.
Okay. All right, then that is the end of first phase. Top of the round, second phase. Melee first. Nobody. Missile. Nobody. Magic. Nobody. Move. So Sagamore. I'll move this thing first. So it. Let's see here. Yeah, my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it sort of swoops out and is arcing around like it's going to come back down into you. Sagamore, you can move now too.
All right, I'm gonna once again move me between it and Nargul.
Okay. And then Neorian, you can move as well.
Yeah, Kev. So I have the thief ability of climb.
Yep.
Do you roll that to see if it's possible for me to climb up the side of this building?
Just like the stealth, like the thief ability to climb is way more badass than the average person's thing. What your thief thing
I just climb up onto the corner of this.
You can easily climb. Yeah, take half move for this round.
Okay, so then I can just move to the. I'm assuming it's a peaked roof, like I'm just on the back.
Yeah, it's and again like shattered remnants of the stuff. You're sort of skipping back and forth, but you're fairly small and light, so you're not going to fall through. Okay, so yeah, you're up on top, and that's what you see is this giant, thing. This crow is kind of arcing around and look like it's coming back again for the guys. Okay, then that is the end of second round, guys. Let's declare actions, and then we'll see what happens. Arlen, you will be rolling initiative now. But just wait for me to hold up the dice, and then you'll make your roll. Dice, missile hold. Love it. Okay. All right. You need to beat my 4. Nice. Awesome. Okay. So first up is melee. Now, what this thing does is it's sort of squawking as it's sort of winging along. And again, its eyes kind of, roll in the back of its head. Missile. Missile. Nargul, you get a missile action first.
I whip out the sling and I nail that thing.
Okay, let's see. That is optimistic.
All right, here we go. You both prepare to get nailed, bird. All right. And
my favorite person in the world.
Sure, he goes wild. All right, so that's missile. Then on magic. Magic, I need Sagamore. Would you kindly give me a save against sorcery?
Ooh. I am going to spend an astonishing fortune to succeed at that save.
Okay, so once again, this thing tries to cast something on you, and you kind of, its eyes are then again flop back to normal, and you shake off whatever foul thing it was trying to do to you. That was magic. We're on move. Neorian.
Yep. Neorian moves 1, 2, 3 to the edge of the roof over here.
Okay. That is the end of the first round. Top of second round. Sagamore, do you intend to change your action from the hold?
No, I'm still ready to melee.
Okay. Then we're on melee. Nothing happens. Missile, second round. Neorian.
Okay. It hasn't Okay, wait. 1.
You can hold down if you hold down. Let's see. If you go to that measuring tool.
Oh, the measuring tool. Yes.
Yeah, and then I think what is it? Yeah, there you go.
40.
Perfect. He is in close range.
Nice.
I will make a attack with my crossbow.
Here it comes.
Hopefully he's lost track of me, and I can gain my backstab ability.
He has lost track of you, actually. I rolled for your stealth, and he doesn't know where you are.
Beautiful.
So +4 to hit.
+4 to hit. Boof.
Whoa! That hits.
Nice.
Okay. Now he is 4 hit dice.
Oh.
So now can
Does he have vital organs?
He does, yeah.
And he's unaware of me, and he's not in melee, so he is capable of being killed.
Okay. So
he's
go ahead.
4 hit dice.
So you need a 4.
D20.
Yeah, 4 or less on a D20.
Right. So if I roll a 4, he's dead. Or well,
he makes a save.
See what happens. Yeah.
Oh no. However, doesn't he still takes 2 times damage from that hit though? So
yes,
fucking 14 damage.
Damage.
Holy smokes. Wow, so that is fucking incredible. What does it look like? This is a near lethal shot on him.
I think that Orion's just like, he's sick of this bird and he's aiming for its eye. It keeps doing weird things with its eye, so I think he's sort of aimed right at its head, right at its eye.
So I think its eye sort of like lulled back just in time for you to lodge a crossbow bolt in it, and it it's squeaking and screaming, and it almost sounds like a person in the way that it's screaming. Wow. So that was missile. Then we are on magic, a second phase. No one's got that. Then we are on move, and you guys won initiative. So Sagamore, you got move and hold. Do you want to move at all?
No, I'm right where I want to be.
So this thing turns and it starts, it fucking bolts. It's gonna, you can picture that it sort of angles its way down and then in between the buildings, and then when it comes up again, it's far enough away that like it's disappearing into the horizon. We're not gonna go through round by round, but this thing is booking like, it does not want anything more to do with you guys.
Nice.
So Nargul, would you give me a
how fast
D6 roll, please? How fast? It's 120 when it's running. So like it can move really, really, really quick. No, unfortunately, nothing there.
I can shoot 180.
Well, again, like it's not that it went down and came up in one round.
Yeah,
it went flying through town, keeping low to stay out of yeah. No, like you really, really hurt that badly. So as that happens, guys, I'm going to cut back to the map of Roslar's coffer here. You can hear this, like the group of kids come running up. They've been sort of chasing you guys this, all this time, or chasing Nargul at least. And they're like, no, Duskfeather, no. You made him go away. Why'd you guys do that? And this is like a small crowd of 5 or 10 kids. No,
I guess he's not invincible. I say
he's
to the
not.
Yes.
You hurt the bird. He was gonna bring the lady.
The bird and the lady suck.
Yeah. No. Sagamore.
Total
the bird.
loser.
The bird and the
was
lady
gonna-
are not your friends, children. Trust me on this.
They were.
No. It only seems that way because they have misled you.
They haven't.
They have. You must trust me here.
Sagamore, we're all dead. We know that. They told
do?
us. Yeah.
So why
Didn't
not?
you know that?
We do know that. Why not pass on in that case?
Well, we gotta wait for McTana. She was gonna come and get all of us to move on.
Is McTana a psychopomp?
A what? A what?
A leader of dead souls to their final resting place.
I don't know. She was nice. And she had a big bird. And you made it go away. And one of the kids comes for her and she's like, he didn't even take his gem. And she's got a little red, like oval-shaped stone. He didn't even take it with him.
Child, can you allow me to inspect the gem?
I don't want it anymore anyway. Duskfeather was going to show me. She hands it over to you and kind of sulks.
Pick it up, and then I am going to concentrate and detect evil on it, because that's what I do when we meet something new.
Yeah. There is nothing evil about this.
Okay. Well then, I guess I'm going to look at it normally now.
Okay. It is, it's a perfect, like kind of slightly oval shaped red, kind of like dusky red gem. It's not clear. It's got kind of a, it's not cloudiness inside in the sense that it's like, it's, unpleasant to look at. It's quite beautiful. It's just that it has a bit of a discoloration. It's not it's not like a ruby, and there's no facets to it either. It's a perfectly smooth circular gem. Nargol.
Yes.
Kind of. You once again, kind of cast your savage magics to sense magic. This thing in Sagamore's hand, it's magic.
Sagamore, be careful. That's power.
Give me another D6 roll, Nargol. See if. Okay. You know what? You've there's a type of enchanted stone that you're aware of. That if you can speak the secret word, these things will glow, like, well, not glow, so they will sort of drift around you, and they grant all sorts of boons from magic. They call these things, and it's a name that dates back, longer than is known. They call them Ioun stones.
Mm.
And you're not. This might, if it's magic, smells like magic. You don't know what it does, but it may be that. So these kids are like, well, we're going to tell the mayor. We're going to tell the mayor what you did. And like kids are starting to filter away from you guys and making their way off towards, the town hall. And the lead one, the mouthiest little boy, he kind of walks up and then squarely kicks you in the shins there, Sagamore. You big jerk. You made the bird go.
No, I made the bird go.
Well, you're a jerk.
Well, and you're a little snot-nosed brat. Get out of here.
My toes aren't furry.
My toes are beautiful and always warm.
It kind of turns and... All right.
So no problem bickering with children.
You just see them eye to eye.
Yeah.
So with the last of the kids kind of making their way off, what the hell do you guys make of this stuff?
So, are we involved in like psychopomp gang wars? Well, that's just my first idea. Is that there's two of them that are trying. There are two groups that are trying to take the dead souls, and one of them uses that bird thing, and the other one are the pair of bird things that we met, and that's kind of my first guess.
So how do we know which psychopomps to send the people with?
Well, maybe we could meet. I forgot the name of the woman, but we could meet her and ask her about the dead roads too, McTenna.
Well, wasn't that who was inside the bird?
I don't know. Maybe, or connected to the bird somehow. Duskfeather.
Right. McTenna was inside of Duskfeather, and we just chased them away. So, like, we're just going to side with the first gang who contacted us? I mean, they were nicer to us.
They were nicer to us, and she was not very nice.
No, she was taunting and rude.
And also, she seemed to think that we were suffering from the same thing that all of these villagers are suffering
And we
from.
know we're not, because they are caught in some kind of a brain-dead brain loop. And
Well,
we don't exactly know that we're that much better off, but we can hope.
Well, are you about to just say to me, are we caught in a psychopomp gang war again? Because if you do, I'm going to question if you're caught in a brain-dead brain loop.
how about this, guys? What did Umble and Thoot offer?
Information about the dead roads.
And what was the information going to lead to?
Our way to get back.
What did McTenna offer?
Oblivion, I guess.
I guess to a resting place.
Passage onward.
You guys, did you catch what she referred to you as well?
Impure?
She referred to your unusual condition.
Oh, unusual condition. Hmm.
What do you guys make of her knowing I guess the kids, for one, knowing your names, and her knowing your names?
People know things.
What was the bird? What was Duskfeather doing when you guys all met him?
Opening his stupid beak?
Just doing his...
Hanging out with kids in a tree?
Right.
Well, that's when you met him. When we all met him? I don't know. I don't remember anything in particular.
Making flowers grow. Or hanging out by flowers.
Did it strike you that Duskfeather or McTenna were concerned with anyone other than you guys?
No, not at all. That's true.
And your missing compatriots, didn't she mention their names as well?
She did.
So what do you make of that?
I can't remember if Umble and
Thoot
did mention Larissa and Red Crow either. We should have asked.
It's the first I've heard their names, I think, tonight.
Yeah.
Or whatever this is.
When you guys were speaking to the mayor, when some of your memories were coming back, you started remembering them.
Yeah, we remembered some of their names and we talked, but you weren't there for that in the Orion.
Right.
So, yes, we talked. So the mayor knew about the others. And the man that we interrogated very first knew Vargosh's name.
Yep. And
McTenna knew about Vargosh and Larissa and Red Crow. So maybe if this is a psychopomp gang war, we ought to see what the other side can offer us.
So it's a bidding war?
Well, I'm just wondering. It seems like we're kind of important in the grand scheme of things for what's going to happen to this town. If they're two sides, I don't know. We don't know if one of them is more evil than the other.
I don't think McTenna is going to have anything to say to us after what we just did to Duskfeather.
That's a good point. I
think we've already picked sides.
All right. I'm comfortable with having picked sides. So it seems like our plan doesn't change. We still need to convince the people to let Umble and Thoot take them to the great beyond.
How do your characters feel about knowing that means that Grandma Softblossom that Isolde, that Lamorak, and that Maravena would be among those that you're directing off.
Well, for one, the Orion would be okay with that. I think he's really become comfortable with death in his life, but I don't know. Might be harder for the other guys.
As much as Nargo loves his sister, no good seeing her like this.
Okay. What about Sagamore?
I think Sagamore's got kind of the beginnings of a plan to maybe break off from the group and see about going with them instead.
Going with
Isolde and Lamorak and the rest of the townspeople.
Interesting.
Of an idea.
Okay. So what are you guys thinking then? What are you
Pretty
next?
Weird. But yeah, it seems like our goal is the same still, right? I mean, Duskfeather or no Duskfeather, it's convince the people to let Umble and Thoot
What do you,
to the beyond.
religious man, what do you know about the afterlife? Is there some reward for these psychopomps? Like the number of souls they bring in increases their wealth or their position in the afterlife, or
I think we made
they're battling.
So we made a roll for that before to know about Sagamore's knowledge of it, and he didn't really seem to know an awful lot about that.
Do I know anything about the afterlife?
No, not with your training.
Is there like a library in this building that looks kind of like a church because it's surrounded by the graveyard that we could go do some research at?
Hold on. There is a church in town, actually. Just give me a sec here. Yeah, there's a place called the Bastion of Light.
Sounds like a nice place.
And it was constructed primarily for defense, as is often the case in structures built in veneration of Yomadai. Why don't we do this, guys? We're like 9 minutes off from quitting time. Why don't we leave it there? With you guys making your way to to the thing. We'll award some XP here. I need to go to the washroom very quickly, and then we'll award some XP, and then we will call it a session until Wednesday. I'll be right back.
We better go up a level.
So close. Surely that Duskfeather was worth a good amount of XP. He was pretty mean.
Yeah. Next level's a good level.
Well, I literally need 23 experience points, and I have 2 points of astonishing fortune. Don't we always get one at the start of the?
We always get one at the start. So yeah, you've got two. I've got two.
I think that's got to be worth. No, you spent one, didn't you?
I spent one, but I got an extra one for. I got one for the role playing in the middle, and one for being the majority share on there.
Yeah. So you had 3. So you have 2, and I have 2, and Steve has 1.
Yeah.
So that's 5. That's got to be 23 points of experience right there.
At least.
Sorry, guys. Too many Yaritos tonight. Why don't you guys kindly tell me how many points of astonishing fortune? Or type in the chat how many.
We have 5 total. We just added that up while you were in the washroom.
Oh, great. Okay, 5 total. So that's 250 XP.
Yes, that's enough right there. Bam.
Nice. Are you level 2 or level 3 then?
I will be level 3.
Nice. Give me a sec here. I'm going to give your other XP. Let's see.
You can't keep me away, Kev. I only need 23.
Nice. Did I remember because of the we're playing on a Friday, so there's a penalty. There's a tax for
Penalty. Friday tax. And, the long weekend tax. I forgot to mention
exactly.
that.
Yeah, the Canada Day XP tax.
Exactly. Yeah. You got to pay for that
pool.
socialized medicine somehow. So
They would tax XP.
what's that?
They would tax XP.
Not in Alberta, baby.
Canadians would, yeah.
I'm kidding. Okay. Yep.
Well, isn't that what tax is? I mean,
What's that?
Well, I mean, like, so spending money or doing things or whatever is experience in life, and so you always pay tax on experience. That's tax.
I don't know. I mean, there are some pretty intense.
It'd need to be like 4 or 5 hours earlier for me to be up for that sort of conversation.
Yeah, there's some serious.
Too close to midnight at this point.
On a Friday night.
Okay, hold on here. What is
2 times 2,000?
No, I'm trying to find the XP value of something. Let's see.
I'm just trying to help you out with some numbers there, Kev. That would make sense.
Much appreciated. Okay, I think. Oh, and I'm gonna give you.
Role-playing bonus.
Yeah, I'm gonna give some role-playing bonuses here.
I would nominate both other players for a role-playing bonus.
No, you guys all fucking killed it.
Yeah,
today.
I think it was a great session.
So good.
It was great. It was a great mix of the 3 pillars, right? Because we got role playing, we got combat, and we got some exploration.
Yep.
Totally. And
okay,
Orion is a bit of a shit disturber.
No shit. You don't say.
Stabbing his grandma and then
No,
going
he
and
didn't
shooting.
stab her. He cut her.
Okay. He cut his grandma. And
I
then
would've
he
loved
also
that
went
one, though.
and he shot the random dude in the street with his crossbow.
Well,
And he got thrown out of the mayor's office.
Yeah.
And
science. That was all science.
He
was questioning the mayor about the election, and she didn't like it. And he just got tired of her, so he left.
Okay.
He stabbed his
Gentlemen.
grandma to see if she bled, and he killed the guy to see if he'd die.
See, you said he stabbed grandma too.
Well, I don't know how else to describe it. He slashed his grandma. There you go.
Okay, guys,
That makes it sound so much better.
including your XP bonus, you guys are walking away with 577 XP each.
Oh, it's so close.
So I believe that means we've had a couple people ding-a-ling. Is that everybody? Is that everyone ding?
I'm at 4,054.
5978.
Nice.
Which makes me a level 3 paladin.
Oh, mama.
Nice.
Okay, so that means let's hear.
I'm level
You guys
3
can
as
add
well.
your XP or your not XP, your
hit points.
hit points, yeah. And then
So
Nargle.
wait, on level 3 we get the better part, right?
Yes, rounding up. So if it's so Nargle has 3 hit points plus 1 from plus nothing from his constitution. Wait, is 13 give plus 1?
Oh man.
13 gives plus 1, so
I am at 13 hit points. I don't feel
okay,
like
so 4 more. You should be at let's see here. You're at 4 at first level. Okay, your hit points aren't right there, Nargle. Let me think here. Your hit points should be you got 4 at first level plus 1 from your constitution modifier, so it should have been 5, and then you got 3. Oh no, it is right. What the fuck am I talking about? Jeepers.
So what is
Kev,
my
quit cheating.
fighting ability going to 2 do?
It's a flat bonus on every combat roll, basically.
Yeah, if you adjust it on your character sheet, it will automatically account for that.
Yeah,
Nice.
if you look on one of your to hit rolls, you can see what it's
It
adding
didn't
up
do
is a
anything to
d20
my-
roll plus your fighting ability plus your dex or strength modifier to hit plus any miscellaneous bonus to hit from the weapon itself to calculate out what AC you actually hit.
Wow.
Oh.
So
yeah.
you get Nargol. You'll also get a new spell.
I
And
do.
yeah, and I don't know. I don't
Nice.
think you get a new cantrip because I think you got a new cantrip last level, right?
Well, or this level, like level 2. I'm level 2, right?
You're level 3 now, aren't you?
I think I need 49.99.
Oh,
So-
do you?
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, I'll adjust your hit points back down.
Oh no, so like yeah, I'm level. I should have 8. Yeah, hit points. Yeah.
8 hit points. Yeah. Okay. There we go. There we go.
You have a
and-
total of 8 hit points?
Yeah.
Well, plus 4 for the familiar.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, he's got the cushion. If his Viper dies, then he's got that. So Sagamore, 24 hit points. Look at you.
I know.
And remember your saving throws go down now too, don't they?
At
level 3?
level 3.
Pretty
I'm down to
sweet.
13 because it's 15 and 2 better because of
Right,
my
'cause
divine
you're-
protection.
Yeah,
So where does
pretty
it tell
awesome.
you that?
That
the beginning
table
of
is
the book?
at right at the end of the character generation, just before spells. It's got
Yeah.
the table for saving throws
It's
on page 130.
Yeah,
Oh, way deep. Okay.
yeah, it's at level 3. Orion, you're level 3?
Yep.
Oh, mama. Look at you. Okay. So we got 2 players at level 3 already. Holy smokes. Guys, you're making off like bandits here. Okay. Let me get out of the game and we will make with the outro. I got a game tomorrow morning to get a prep for.
Actually, stopping, I don't know, whatever we stopped 10 minutes early almost makes sense to be done correctly.
Correctly right on the nose. So
Yeah.
pretty good. Let me close this down. I'll turn the camera comes back on automatically. Look at that. All right. So for those listening at home, thanks so much for joining us for episode 6 of the Beneath the Boneyard campaign. What a fantastic session tonight. What is going on in the town of Roslar's coffer, and what will our heroes do to try and remedy this dire situation that inhabitants find themselves in? I do not know. As always, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session or the game, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll endeavor to respond in a timely fashion. Or you can reach me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Dungeon Musings. You can also shoot me an email, and my email address is dungeonmusings@gmail.com. You can also find me on the Dungeon Musings podcast, available on all your fine podcast platforms, including Stitcher and Anchor and Apple Podcasts and Podbean and all those things. In addition, from now, for another 3 days, from time of recording for another 3 days, if you click through the link to Heroes Save Villages found in the description of this video, you can go to the charity fundraising campaign that we run on the channel. And for the next 3 days, up until noon on noon Mountain Time, so my time, on July 1st, for every $25 donated, and that's $25 Canadian, you get entered once in the charity raffle that we're running on the campaign, or on the channel. And the grand prize for the charity raffle is a copy of Beetle and Grimm's really, really cool Platinum Edition Waterdeep Dragon Heist. It's this massive $500 US originally product. It has a ton of great handouts, a ton of great maps, including like some cool fabric maps, tons of combat cards or monster cards, great little collapsible glasses and stuff like that. It's just an amazing product. And that is the grand prize. Every $25 donated, which is, again, Canadian dollars, are mostly made of maple and maple leaves with some beaver fur. So it's only $20 about American, give or take. And in addition to the grand prize, we have a number of other really amazing prizes, including physical copies of the let's see here, Legend of the Five Rings rulebook, core rulebook from Fantasy Flight Games. Both the core rulebooks for Delta Green, the core rulebook for RuneQuest Glorantha, the core rulebook for Warhammer Fantasy 4th Edition. In addition, Beetle and Grimm very generously donated another copy of this sucker here, the Sinister Silver Edition of the Ghost of Saltmarsh, which is very much like the Dragon Heist box set, only it's a more condensed, but it's still full of really, really amazing stuff. I've got an unboxing on my channel of that thing as well if you want to see what's inside. But it's just, again, one of the prizes that you can win if you don't happen to win the grand prize. And best of all money that is donated to get the raffle tickets, everything goes to benefit the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, which is a really terrific charity that benefits orphan and abandoned children in over 130 countries. And it's over 80,000 children that benefit from their services. So it both gives you an opportunity to win some pretty cool gaming stuff and an opportunity to help out kids who really could use some help. That's that. Again, that ends on Monday, so you only got a couple more days to kick in. If you've been watching and wondering how things are panning out, we've had the community has been very, very generous in their support of this, and I'm really looking forward to doing the draw live on the air as well on July 1st, which means I need to put together an encounter table to find out who's going to win stuff here. But anyway, so that's the charity raffle. If you want to find more information about that, please don't hesitate to click through on the link. And for anyone who does kick in money further, for everyone who has supported the campaign so far, thank you so much. For the publishers who have supported this as well, too, which includes Beetle and Grimm, obviously, Modifius, Pelgrane Press, Cubicle 7, Monty Cook Games has recently contacted me. I need to get back to them. It's been very, very gratifying to see the publisher community support this initiative. I greatly appreciate that, and to anyone who donates their own shekels to support the campaign as well, thank you so much for that. But last but not least, I want to thank the guys who braved the Boneyard with me tonight. The guys who did such fucking killer role playing tonight too. Arlen, Jeff, Steve, thanks so much for playing with me tonight, guys. This was really fucking cool.
Yeah, this was great.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
So we'll be back again on, whoopsies, what's my camera doing? Back again on Wednesday if you want to watch us live, which actually reminds me, if you do want to make sure to catch us live, be sure to hit the subscribe button to know when we have new stuff up, and the bell icon. I have no idea why those two things are separate, but if you click both of them, you will know whenever we go live, and you'll be able to join us in chat or join us live just to lurk in the background and see what trouble our heroes get up to. Now, what will they be doing next session? We'll have to find out on Wednesday. Until then, thank you so much for watching, folks, and happy gaming.